Hello everyone. Today we are going to see about different types of ciphers which has a wide application in cybersecurity. Ciphers are arguably the cornerstone of cryptography. In general, a cipher is simply just a set of steps for performing both an encryption and the corresponding decryption. Despite what might seem to be a relatively simple concept, ciphers play a crucial role in modern technology. Technologies involving communication rely on ciphers in order to maintain both security and privacy. Although most people claim they are not familiar with cryptography, they are often familiar with the concept of ciphers, whether or not they are actually conscious of it. Recent movies, such as The Da Vinci Code and The National Treasure Book of Secrets, have plots centered around cryptography and ciphers, bringing these concepts to the general public. This video deals with individual ciphers and algorithms. The first cipher about which we are going to discuss is substitution cipher. Substitution cipher is an encryption method in which plain text is replaced by ciphertext with the help of a key. Replacement may be of a single letter, a pair of letters, three letters, a combination of the above, and so on. The recipient defines the text by performing the opposite exchange process to produce the actual message. There are many types of substitution ciphers. When a cipher uses one letter as another, it is called a substitution cipher. A cipher that works on a large group of characters is called polygraphic. The monoalphabetic cipher uses consistent substitution throughout the message, while the polyalphabetic cipher uses multiple substitutions in different parts of the message, where the plain text unit corresponds to one possible transcript of the ciphertext and vice versa. If you want to know more about ciphertext, you can click on this button in our website. The link to our website will be given in the description. The next cipher about which we are going to discuss is homophonic cipher. In this cipher, more than 26 characters will be needed in the ciphertext alphabet. This time, we used numbers to represent the ciphertext. Initially, the person who wants to encrypt the message should provide three letters to build a table. The table contains three different numbers representing the same characters in the ciphertext. When a user enters a string to encrypt, the code randomly uses one of the three digits to represent the characters of the blank text. During ciphertext decryption, the code is repeatedly used to scan the entire table to find the corresponding characters of the blank text for the given ciphertext. Using this approach, one cannot easily crack the encrypted code by observing the occurrence of a high frequency letters. Now, Playfair cipher. Playfair cryptanalysis is similar to two-square cipher, although the relative simplicity of the Playfair system makes identifying a unit of empty candidate text characters easier. Most notably, the Playfair digraph and its declaration will remove encryption into the same character pattern in the blank text. If you want to know more about Playfair cipher, the link will be given in the description. Next is Caesar cipher. In cryptography, a Caesar cipher, which is also known as the shift cipher, is the most simple and widely used encryption technique. It is a kind of substitution cipher wherein each letter of the input string is replaced by a letter of some fixed numbers of position down the letter. For example, with a left shift of 4, E would be replaced by A, F would be replaced by B, and so on. The method is named after the name of Julius Caesar, who used it in his correspondence. If you want to take a look at the C++ implementation of Caesar cipher, you can come to our website and the link will be given in the description. Now comes transposition cipher. In cryptography, a transposition cipher is a method of encryption by which the positions held by units of plaintext are shifted according to a regular system, so that the ciphertext constitutes a permutation of the plaintext. Mathematically, a bijective function is used on the character's position to encrypt and an inverse function to decrypt. If you want to know more about transposition cipher, you can click on this button. Next is monoalphabetic cipher. A monoalphabetic cipher is any cipher in which the letters of the plaintext are mapped to ciphertext letters based on a single alphabetic key. An example of monoalphabetic cipher is Caesar shift cipher, where each letter is shifted based on a numeric key. The cipher line can be permutations of 26 alphabetical characters. A permutation of a finite set element S is an ordered sequence of all the elements of S, with each element appearing exactly once. Monoalphabetic cipher is one where each symbol in plain text is mapped to a fixed symbol in ciphertext. It is a simple substitution cipher, which relies on a fixed replacement structure. That is, the substitution is fixed for each letter of the alphabet. Thus, if A is encrypted to R, then every time we see the letter A in the plaintext, we replace it with the letter R in the ciphertext. The next cipher which we are going to discuss is Hill cipher. To encrypt a message in Hill cipher, each n character block is repeated with an invertible n by n matrix against modulo 26 encryption. The matrix used for encryption is a cipher key and should be randomly selected in a set of unmodified matrices n by n. The cipher can, of course, be translated alphabetically by any number of letters. All calculations need to be modified by a number of characters instead of modulo 26. Next is Wegener cipher. Wegener cipher uses a simple form of polyalphabetic substitution. The encryption of the original text is done using a Wegener square of the Wegener table. The table consists of alphabets written out 26 times in different rows, each alphabet shifted cyclically to the left compared to the previous alphabet, corresponding to the 26 possible Caesar ciphers. At different points in the encryption process, the cipher uses a different alphabet from one of the rows. The alphabet used at each point depends on a repeating keyword. If you want to know more about Wegener's cipher, you can click on this button right here. The last cipher which we are going to discuss today is Vernam cipher. The Vernam cipher is a cipher technique that encrypts the plain text by working on the binary level of the text. Although not widely used due to its simplicity and being more prone to be cracked by an outsider, still this cipher holds much value as it is amongst the firstly developed encryption techniques. In the Vernam cipher algorithm, we take a key to encrypt the plain text whose length should be equal to the length of the plain text. If you want to take a look at the C++ implementation of the Vernam cipher, you can click on this. This concludes the beauty of cipher. चलिए अब मिलते हैं आपसे नेक्स्ट वीडियो में